Look at the existential stories that exist out there right now. The overriding majority of them place you in a position of servitude, of powerlessness, the whim of either random chance, fucking cosmology, or some deity that's got a plan for you. Now, for me, psychologically, they are disempowering ideologies. For me, we would need something that empowered people, that gave people a warmer sense of being, a warmer sense of purpose. If we were to agree that it was a good idea to continue on. But again, I'm talking from a position here of things that we just don't know. What this place actually is. We don't have an overriding sense of who we are or what our purpose might be. There is the problem. When you're basing your life on an idea or a concept, it's not rooted in an objective truth. It's a delusional substitute that's only going to lead to disaster, more confusion, more anxiety, more stress. These people are talking within the spider's web. They're not getting to the root where the spider's web is rooted to, where the spider is. They're talking about aspects within it, creations, ideological creations, concepts that we've already come up with, which are flawed from the off, and then you get people who are going round in circles trying to write it or make it better. And it's never going to be the case unless we actually have the objective truth of where we are, what we're a part of here. And as I say, if we discover and it comes to light that we're in a finite enclosed type system, then we can come up with something a lot fucking better than the shite that we've got right now. It's not that difficult. And again, if that was to be the case, finite, enclosed system with no real true knowledge of what we are, how we came to be, or its purpose, then I would have serious reservations about perpetuating this any longer. Because I just don't see it getting any better. What I'm seeing in regards to individuals within the populace is that they don't even have the basics of being able to discern and fathom out the functioning of their own mind. So you have to ask the question, do you believe that life's supposed to be this confusing and this mysterious? Filled with ideologies and concepts and never-ending rabbit holes of delusion? For me, I feel we should know what this place actually is, this area. Only from there, having that piece of knowledge, can I then start to build a picture of what I'm a part of. Without that, it's just never-ending debate in circles of delusion and battles and wars over ideas and other concepts. The other aspect of the comment that I put to the guy, Russell Brand, is that you're touching on it. You're saying we've lost an overriding idea of who we are. That's the real problem here. And then you're talking about space and asking questions about, is it really justified that these people are putting robots in Mars or talking about going to the moon? The reality is that they're no fucking gone there. That whole thing is part of the psychological pantomime to keep you, the human being, restricted, restrained, psychologically, emotionally, physically. The space narrative feeds the natural inquirer, the natural inquisitive explorer within every single individual. It subtly feeds, gives an outlet to that by thinking that there's establishments who are, you know, breaking the final frontier and getting out there and having that exploration. It's a narrative that subtly subdues your natural curiosity and will to explore. The story that's been told to you is that you're on something finite, with no way off of it. But there's special people and special institutions who are endeavouring to represent you and to explore the regions of the vacuum of space and the other planetoids. Why is it so difficult for these apparent intellectuals not to be able to see that? I'm not interested in discussing is the Earth a globe. It's not a fucking globe. There is no sane, rational person that can sit in front of me and offer out any sort of semblance of, you know, logical step-by-step reasoning that fits together solidly. It's a religious belief, and it's a detriment to every single one of us, the more that these people continue on with that willful delusion. It's never going to change. He's talking about we've lost another sense in the idea of who we are. Oh, look what mainstream science and the education system has done to people. It's even got people embracing this idea of meaningless specks of dust in the infinite void, with nice wee tunes and lovey-dovey fuses, and these morons are actually taking that on board, adopting it. Now, if the root of you, if you are rooted in that type of ideology, it's only going to breed nihilism, narcissism, sociopathy, everything that we see happening run about us. Grab what you can for yourself and fuck everybody else. The idea of truth has been infiltrated by these same people, and I don't mean government agents, I just mean people who are sold out to themselves, who are not really interested in truth. They just want a bigger piece of the pie of the game that already exists. They want the stature, they want the power. Well, millions and billions of people suffer. Their lives are filled with stress and anxiety, nightmares. Again, you just run with the programme, thinking it's life, this is what we're supposed to do. And the majority of people partake in that and never stop to ask themselves what's actually happening here. Where the fuck am I? They've never been given the opportunity to sit and contemplate that. The substitutes have been there, the programming's been there since you were a child. This is where you are. This is what the universe is. This is what life is. Now, toddle on, pick one of our delusions and make the most of it. That doesn't satisfy me. But again, when I come to the common man and woman that I interact with in the street, what I'm talking about right now is still way beyond. They've not even stopped to consider, you know, the difference between subjective and objective, their emotional processes and their rational, reasoned processes. Everything's just jumbled up, and the majority of people don't even operate from logic or reason, they just operate from emotional impulse. Because the programs that have been instilled that they've taken on board don't make any sense. They've never tried to make sense of them. So everything's a predictive program within them that's triggered by any, you know, means. And when they're triggered, they're reacting emotionally. And when they're in that state, they can be swayed. So the overriding sense of who we are and our ideas have been eroded to the point of people embrace insignificance. They don't recognise that it's a psychological mechanism. How are you going to build self-esteem and confidence and to express love and compassion when your mind is filled with the total opposite of that? And it's getting worse. It's been accelerated with this whole push flats. People are now really locked in a little box, not only psychologically and emotionally, physically. They're quite willing to partake in it because they don't have the ability to formulate any other, concept or notion of who they are and what they're a part of here. So all this that's going on right now gives them a sense of certainty, a sense of being. They're a victim. And you've got to think again the psychological and emotional implications of buying into that. And the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to get.